Good evening. I'm Karen Wells, and I'm delighted to be the CEO of Bridge Communities. Thank you for joining us for our first ever One Heart, One Bridge event. To be honest, heart isn't always the first word that comes to anyone's mind when we think about the past 11 months. Yet so many of us have experienced a series of emotions in this season, times often marked by fear, isolation, change, injustice, illness, and in some cases, loss. But despite the hardships of the past year, there have been distinct moments of joy here at Bridge Communities. There's been adaptation and adjustment. There's been opportunity and courage, perseverance and resilience. And there's been the most used word in the past year. There's been lots of pivots for everyone. And if that doesn't take heart, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what does. And every one of these positive moments that has given hope to the families served at Bridge Communities is a direct result of the giving heart of supporters like you. In the most challenging times of our lives, your unwavering support has meant a safe, stable home for the 100 families who are experiencing homelessness in DuPage County. And not only that, it's meant all the wraparound services that the families at Bridge need to make it through these difficult times, such as caring case managers and mentors, continued access to food and basic services, critical employment services to help families get back on their feet from the worst unemployment year of record, mental health counseling to navigate through these tough times, programs for children to help them through the most challenging school year ever, and so much more. This is all made possible thanks to and because of you. So over the next half an hour, we want to take a moment to show you our appreciation for you and share with you firsthand just how much you have made a difference for the courageous families we have the honor and the privilege of serving at Bridge Communities, and how your generous and heartfelt support helps moms, dads, and children not just survive, but thrive. Tonight, you'll get to meet some of our great staff at Bridge Communities who work directly with the families in our program. You'll meet the vice president of our board, who also plays a very special role in the life of one of our Bridge families. You'll also hear a special message from Mark Milligan, our beloved co-founder, who came out of retirement to share with you tonight. You'll meet supporters like you who are committed to helping Bridge families reach success. And of course, last but not least, you'll also meet some of our families who will bravely share their stories from moving from homelessness to hope. So without further ado, we are delighted to begin and share One Heart, One Bridge with you. Enjoy.
When we bought this property, it was actually 2 empty lots. We bought both of them and sort of built a building across it. We finished it in '94 and opened it in '95. It changed us a lot because it gave us a pathway to serve a very large piece of DuPage County. The idea of actually creating brand new, beautiful, clean apartments that could be used in transitional housing was just marvelous. But we just saw a different way of treating homeless families. You won't find a playground in front of most apartment houses. We wanted a playground so our kids could come out and play. This building made us permanent, and this building gave us in the community more authority, more recognition that yes, these guys are here to stay. We weren't going anywhere. I don't know the number, but I know there have been a lot of people right here in this building that found a new life, found a new life. A lot of change has gone on in this building. My starting of Bridge Communities was seeing these children in a communal shelter and coming to the idea that that's just wrong. And once I came to that understanding about myself, I got rather persistent about doing something about it. first in developing the idea of a mentor-based organization, then you have developed the idea of a community-based organization. We have always been volunteer-driven, and that runs from our board of directors, through the people who help our staff, through our mentors. We could not do what we do without our volunteers walking beside us, and I can't thank them enough. Our impact on the community has been the flow of people back into the community who were able to support themselves, who were able to rent apartments, raise their children, get them in school. I mean, that's critical in a community. And I'm a strong believer that this organization right now is strong enough to start changing communities. Not just the family within the community, but the community. I never realized getting into this that it would create that kind of opportunity in my life.
What strikes me most about Bridge Communities is their commitment to our families. And that's true of everyone involved, from the board to the staff, to the volunteer mentors, to the donors. Each one of you play a critical role in ensuring the success of our families. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. As a board member and the chair of the program committee, it's been a real honor to be an integral part of the development of the programs and services offered by Bridge. In the past few years, your generosity has meant that we've doubled the size of our children's team and established a program specifically to help teams navigate their post-secondary school and work transitions. We've added a full-time nutrition manager who works with clients one-on-one to teach them how to cook healthy foods and to meal plan on a budget. And we've added a data manager so that we can measure the success of our programs and make sure our families are reaching the outcomes that we're all aiming for, which is long-term self-sufficiency. None of this would be possible without you. You share your time, your talents, and your treasures, all so that our families have the resources needed to achieve their dreams. The support from all of you has really put Bridge in a place where we can be very agile, especially in the times of COVID-19. I've personally seen how your generosity has made an impact during this past year of continual pivots and unprecedented challenges. Like many of you, I also volunteer as a mentor for Bridge Communities. When you volunteer at Bridge, you learn firsthand the realities of homelessness. And I want you to know that through your support and volunteerism, you mean the world to all those whose lives have been transformed. Mentoring has been my passion for over 7.5 years now. And for the past few years, I've been working with my client, Maria, and her children. And as you can imagine, Maria's not just another client to me, nor to anyone at Bridge. No one is. She's someone I care about very much. She's a mother of 4, a dedicated employee, and thanks to friends like you, she's also a college graduate. And because of your generosity, she and her 4 children have been safely housed throughout the pandemic and have received the support they've needed.
I entered Bridge struggling a lot financially. I had been in a relationship that caused me to be in a lot of financial struggle, so I had to be the responsible person to get myself out of it because I have my children. I didn't have a place to stay. I had been house hopping. I was staying in hotels, and at times, I spent most of my day in the car with the children because I just didn't know where I should go for the night. But to see your 4 children at that time, my youngest was 9 months old. That's a lot. It's a lot for mom, and just to look at them and know that they're counting on me, that I'm their world, and yet I couldn't provide that. It wasn't a good feeling. I first learned about Bridge through my pastor, that I honestly just thought they were gonna help me with a home. But they did more than that. They've empowered me. They've given me counseling. They've helped me with legal services. They helped my children with counseling, allowed me to put my children in great schools. My kids are thriving now. I mean, I can go on and on of how much Bridge has done for me. My relationship with Laura, she's like my mom. She's definitely somebody that has invested time in me and my children and showed me that I can trust again. It's not easy, and it's not easy to tell a stranger, because these are people that I met overnight. So just having that love of a mom, that no matter what you do, I got your back. I think that was the biggest thing that made it feel like, okay, I'm home. Thanks to Bridge, I have an associate's degree, and I am almost done with my bachelor's degree. And I have enough savings to buy a home, hopefully this summer. And my home, there's always gonna be room for one more. My home is gonna be a safe place for a woman like me. My kids already know, we have it all planned. They're getting the boys' room, the girls' room, mom's room, and the guest room for people in our situation, for people who felt broken like me. So my home is gonna be that safe place. Thanks to Bridge, that's happening. So yeah, I'll be a homeowner soon. What I want to say to the supporters is thank you, but I don't think there's enough words to formulate the level of gratitude that I have towards the donors. By your support is what changed the trajectory of my life, my children's life, and my future generations. And I don't think there is enough to say thank you and to actually say I am so thankful for what you guys have done for me.
We assess, develop, and prepare clients for their next stage of employment, which usually includes skill building and education as well. Our goal is to provide personalized one-on-one job coaching from the start of the process, which is the job search, through onboarding and beyond. COVID definitely impacted our work, and we had to pivot very quickly to a completely virtual, not only job coaching, but our job readiness classes. And what we learned, more importantly, I think than anything, was how necessary technology is. And thankfully, through some fabulous, generous donors, we were able to provide laptops and a stronger Wi-Fi in our buildings so that clients could continue their job searching as well as work remotely from home. Prior to COVID, we sat at about a 3 to 4% actual unemployment amongst our clients. When COVID hit, it skyrocketed up to 43%. Yeah, we were working really hard. The small team of 3 of us were working very hard. During that process, we were assisting clients with unemployment claim issues, also conducting a lot of mock interviewing, and reaching out to local community companies to provide updated job openings so that we could recommend our clients to those job openings. And through those efforts, we were able to get the unemployment amongst our clients down to 6%.
Before I started Bridge, I had 3 years of my bachelor's completed, which was detoured by having my daughter. And then I became a single parent, and she was my focus. So by having the scholarship opportunities through Bridge and the help with tuition, I was able to finish my bachelor's, which provides a ton of opportunity in the future, which really helps because I would not have been able to do it without them. Right now I'm finishing my prerequisites for my master's program, and then when I finish Bridge and my housing is stable, I'll go for my master's. I would have to say I'm most proud of finishing my bachelor's and the fact that I'm able to save for a house. I would have not been able to do what I have without the supporters of Bridge.
Witnessing a client who comes in so shy and uncertain, and watching her blossom and seeing that transformation is the best part of my job. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to our incredibly generous donors. Without you, all of these amazing magical moments wouldn't happen. And again, I'm just thankful to have a seat on this journey and this ride with the entire team.
I have lived here in the community my entire life and have grown up here and have seen the community grow and change. And one of the things that attracted me to banking is that I'm allowed to meet the needs of the people in the communities and be that economic engine for DuPage County.
When I first moved here back in 2004, that's actually when I first started hearing about Bridge communities. And I remember at the time feeling like, we had no money, and being in this town and feeling like, oh my gosh, everybody around me has so much, and then hearing the story of how Bridge got started. And I think like in that moment, it just sort of like hit me in the heart that I had a lot to be thankful for. And really kind of from that point on, my husband and I were like, this is an organization that we'd like to support.
They have our ear as it comes to economic resources and how they need to be allocated into the community. When Bridge talks to us, we listen because it's a true assessment of what our needs are in this community.
We just think it's a really powerful organization, the way that it gets families safe and back on their feet and with hope for a future. We're all just so fortunate to have what we have, and anytime that we have a chance to reach out in our community and help somebody, it's just really an honor and a privilege to be a part of that.
There's a way that we need to help others, and so when you work with Bridge, you find out that they are helping people improve their lives in a way that is measurable, it's impactful, and if you support them, they make great use of your dollar.
Knowing that somebody's out there and doing the work and that you're able to empower that is a really powerful thing. What I would say to other supporters of Bridge Communities is that it really takes a team of people and a lot of people to fund the work that Bridge is doing, and every penny counts, every hour of time counts, every kind word counts, every donation counts, and so it's not something that somebody can do on their own. And so anytime we can come together as a community and as a group and support Bridge, it will always result in a really awesome impact.
Children have always been front and center at Bridge Communities. COVID-19 has only amplified the trauma of homelessness, and when coupled with the interruption of in-school education and socialization, the children's programs are needed now more than ever. Right away, your incredible support meant that we could pivot all our assessments and counseling to online. We also launched a series of virtual classes for families and children, including parenting workshops, a summer reading program, and a virtual ACT prep class. And we've found that Bridge families have adapted to the changes pretty well. With virtual classes, transportation and childcare aren't an issue, so participation has even gone up. Your generosity has provided support for kids and parents as they've been remote schooling too. At one point, 100% of Bridge school-age kids were learning remotely. And because of you, we've been able to get the kids what they need to be successful, whether that is mental health counseling, tutoring, desks, supplies, printers, headphones, you name it. We've been able to provide it to each child, all thanks to you. And we're doing all that we can to keep families' spirits up during these trying times. We held virtual meetups for teens and tweens, covering coping skills and fun activities while safe at home. We did a virtual spirit week and game nights for families, volunteers, and staff. And we all enjoyed seeing the kids' smiling faces. And COVID or no COVID, our goal is the same: to create long-term change for the children of Bridge Communities and put them on a path to reach their highest potential. On behalf of the entire children's program team, we thank you for being a tutor, for volunteering in our learning resource centers, for your financial gifts, and the many other ways you support Bridge kids. Now I'd like to introduce you to Jordan, who along with his mom and brother, was part of Bridge Communities as a preteen. Jordan, like so many of the Bridge kids, has shown resilience, drive, and courage to overcome the traumas of homelessness. And he's grown to become a successful and thriving young adult. Please take a moment to hear Jordan's personal story.
I believe I was 11 years old at the time, and I was in the 6th grade. My family and I, we had just been evicted from our apartment. So we spent a couple of months pretty much going back and forth between different friends' homes, family members' homes, hotels. There was one point where my mom, my brother, and I, we even slept out of our car a couple of nights. And somehow my mom got connected with someone who was familiar with the Bridge program. And before you know it, in the next couple of months, we found ourselves being moved into an apartment complex in Glendale Heights. But those months leading up to it, very uncertain times. So as an 11, 12-year-old kid, scary to say the least. Not sure of what the next day was gonna bring, not sure of pretty much anything. So Bridge for us came at the perfect time. I still remember the first night we moved into our Bridge apartment, and my mom showed us to our room. My brother, it was sort of a surprise to my brother and I. We did not know we were moving into an apartment that night, so my mom surprised us. She shows us to our room, and our beds are already made with linen. The cabinets are already filled with groceries, cereal and milk in the refrigerator, so on and so forth. And it was a huge shock to us that we just moved into this new place and we have absolutely nothing to worry about. So that was just, it took my brother and I's breath away, because we're like, who does this? Who does this? But it shows how special Bridge is as an organization. So once we moved into the apartment through Bridge in Glendale Heights, we got back into the routine of actually being able to build friendships again. And that's when I noticed that my life changed for the better immediately. My grades improved immediately because I had some issues in school just with the stress of everything that was going on. And I was able to quickly improve my grades through the help of a tutor. And also, I know my mom was able to benefit from some of the social services that Bridge offered. But I've seen my mother overcome so much, whether it was homelessness. My mom was the caretaker for so many of my family members who passed away during my childhood. And I've just seen my mom take on so many burdens for other people, and yet somehow she's still been able to add value to my brother and I's life throughout our childhood. And now that I'm an adult, my brother and I, we both have sons, and those are her little grandbabies, and now she adds value to their lives as well. I mean, just the most amazing, thoughtful, and selfless person that you could probably ever meet. And that's why it was sort of tough as a child to see her go through and have to carry that burden that she had to carry. And my mom told me, you don't have to know exactly what you want to do, but you're going to college and you're getting a degree. So I started off at College of DuPage, and I eventually transferred, found out what I wanted to do, which ended up being PR and marketing, transferred to Western Illinois University. I got my bachelor's degree from WIU, and I eventually got my master's from DePaul University. So one thing that I want to remind everyone is that homelessness is real. It's real. I feel like a lot of people sort of forget that because they don't experience it, so it's easy to become detached from that experience because you don't have it yourself. But homelessness is real, and there are so many people around us who are experiencing that. So what Bridge means is possibilities for people who may be reaching that breaking point. So Bridge is that possibility for so many families within DuPage County, especially single parents. Julian is we call him my little miracle. So Julian was born 3 months prematurely in 2012. Yeah, he was born at about 2 pounds 4 ounces. At one point got down to 1 pound and 15 ounces. So, those are numbers where you're talking about whether he's gonna make it or not. And not only did he make it, he ended up thriving. He has autism, he is on the autism spectrum. But he's 8 years old now, and he's just the happiest little ball of energy if you've ever seen one. What I would say to anyone who's involved with Bridge, whether it's a mentor, tutor, volunteer, donor, first and foremost, thank you. The work that you do is so meaningful. The help that you bring to families is honestly priceless, and it cannot be stressed enough how important the work is. We come and we give back to Bridge, and that's because of how important Bridge was to us. So, what Bridge taught me was that, you always give back to people. If someone helps you, it's sort of like, you pass it on to the next person. So, a huge thank you to anyone who is involved with Bridge, not only for me, but also for what you do for so many other families, what you guys have done over the course of the years, as well as what you'll continue to do in the future.
Bridge Communities is hope.
Bridge Communities is powerful.
Bridge Communities is unlimited opportunities.
Bridge is special.
Bridge Communities is a beacon of hope for anyone experiencing homelessness in or around DuPage County.
Bridge Communities is life-changing.
From the very beginning at Bridge Communities, we have relied on miracles, and that miracle is you. As a committed supporter, you are ensuring that the very important work of creating real change for the families served at Bridge Communities continues. Because you choose to support the 100+ families in the Bridge program each year, you're helping parents and children recover from the past traumas of homelessness, and you're giving them a future of self-sufficiency and hope. As Mark Milligan, our co-founder, shared with me recently, he said that at the center of what we do and why we are here, it is to present opportunities of hope for a better future for the families we serve. We hope that tonight you felt the moments of joy and hope that we've seen, despite all the challenges of the recent months. And please know that you play such a tremendous role in ensuring that the opportunity to bring hope to the families served at Bridge carries on. For that, we are forever grateful. And finally, if after tonight you are inspired to become even more involved with Bridge Communities and have been thinking about volunteering or getting your company or family involved with Bridge, we welcome the opportunity to explore the possibilities with you. Please feel free to contact me directly at karen.wells@bridgecommunities.org. Again, that's karen.wells@bridgecommunities.org. I would love to hear from you, get to know you, and exchange ideas with you. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for being a part of the Bridge family. Good night.